Players hate him. One weird trick to make your traps more cunning. Hello everyone, and welcome back down here to The Gamer's Den with me, your host, Jordan, your master of lore and storyteller extraordinaire. If you haven't done so already, go on down there, hit the subscribe button and support the channel and keep us growing right on along. Now, to that end, we are now starting off the first ever quick tips for DMs, and today we're talking about mixing illusions and traps. Why would you want to do this? Well, experienced DMs, you may already know the answer to this, but for those of you new or maybe intermediate, or the idea just hasn't occurred to you, illusion magic can help make your traps that much more dangerous, because Pathfinder, 5th edition, 3rd edition, and even 2nd edition, traps were not always reliably lethal or dangerous, particularly if you have a wizard or somebody else who's able to detect traps, or if you have a rogue that's able to disable magical traps and find traps hidden above a certain DC level. So, those could be bypassed pretty regularly, but they can be handy in slowing down the party, making them a bit more cautious, potentially, if you're lucky, even damaging them and causing them to have to spend a few more resources than normal. But adding in illusion magic helps increase their effectiveness, and it can be done with a very simple pit trap. Now, for this trap, you can adjust and modify it however much you want, but you're going to take a 15-foot wide hallway. That's going to be 3 squares wide on your tile map. And you can make this between 30 to 60 feet long or longer if you want. The trick to this trap is going to be that the center tile, going all the way up the length of the hallway, is going to be the safe walkway. Either side will be a pit trap. However far down it goes, that's up to you, 40, 50 feet, something where you can add in some fall damage on top of the spike damage. What's going to make this effective, though, is having an illusion magic over the area, where it makes the safe walkway appear like a pit, and the pit areas on either side are going to look like the safe paths through. Now, your more experienced players, they're going to be cautious about something so obvious, so you need to divert their attention away from it. How do you do this? You put an enemy at the end of the hallway with an effective ranged attack. It doesn't have to be highly damaging, it just has to be able to hit them regularly enough. Even if you're only doing, 6 to maybe 10 points of damage with it, that's going to catch their attention and make them think, that's the danger. That can hit us and maybe make us have a reflex save or a dexterity check or something to keep us from, to see if we end up falling into the pit. That will cause them to rush. Once they rush, the first 1 or 2 players, as they go up on either side of the walkway, they're going to hit the illusion and drop through. The thing with illusion magic is that simply seeing it is not necessarily going to reveal that it's there. A casual observation doesn't do that. In 5th edition, 3rd edition, I presume 4th edition, and Pathfinder, illusion magics have to be actively examined in order for the players to get a will save or an intelligence save with their investigation check if they have that proficiency in 5th edition. If they are rushing and they don't do that because they're being attacked, well, they don't get to save against it until they touch what they thought was the walkway, and they fall in. And once they fall in, well, there's that spike damage there, and that potentially that falling damage. So this is a quick and easy way to make a very dangerous trap, and this isn't the only way that you can mix traps and illusions. Go forth and be creative and be extra mean and lethal to your players. But with that said, I've been your host, Jordan, your master of lore and storyteller extraordinaire. If you haven't done so, like I said earlier, go on down there and hit the subscribe button. We'd be happy to have you as a regular member here at the Gamer's Den. But with all that said, thank you so much for your time, and you all have yourselves a good night.